So who am I? I'm Sander Vijfschagt. I work at Nationale Nederlanden Bank. I've been working there for, I guess, 8 years now. And I've done quite a lot in that company. Actually, I just switched to a new team, and I am now the Scrum Master of the Platform Services team, which hosts monitoring solutions for NN Bank, and in a broader context, also for the entire company, basically. And Nationale Nederlanden is a financial services company. We don't just have a bank, we also have insurance. And actually, we started out in insurance. There are over 5 million customers, most of them in the Netherlands, but we also have international customers and business units. And yeah, I think there's over 10,000 employees. So it's really a big company. Yeah, and I'm quite proud to be part of it. When we started the journey towards AIOps and observability, our availability over the entire NN Bank was 97.5%, which for a bank, which should be trustworthy, is extremely low. Specifically, the big banks strive to 99.8 or in some cases 99% availability. So you can imagine if your availability is like this, customers are not very happy. And we saw that as well in the complaints and in the user experience. Our NPS was a 6.6 at the time. Our mean time to repair was quite high for prior one incidents. The service level agreement said 2 hours maximum to fix it. In practice, it was 4 to 6 hours on average. And so that also means there were incidents that took days in some cases. We started on a journey where we could relate our IT to business performance and improve the business performance, but also at the meantime, see where in the IT landscape lies the issue. That is a three-phased approach. The first step is to set up a centralized data lake where you gather all the relevant data you need. We have Splunk as a centralized solution, and I still think it's an awesome tool. That's the central data lake, and around that we had a lot of data sources as well: SolarWinds, Prometheus, AWS CloudWatch, Azure, and a bunch of other monitoring tools. The agreement was made centralized. If you have relevant data for incidents or stuff going wrong, please send it to Splunk so everyone can have access to the data. And when something goes wrong, we can all see it. That sounds great, right? So you have one centralized data lake for your issues. And yet it was not great. Usually somewhere in the data there was the root cause, but the team responsible for that root cause didn't know the business impact, and the business impact knowing teams didn't know the root cause. That was our main issue with Splunk. Even when we had it as a centralized data lake, everyone had still had their own view within it. Capturing where events occurred and their up and downstream dependencies using graph and bottleneck analysis can provide great insight on where to focus your remediation efforts. This for us was key. That means that we need dependencies. We need to know if something is going wrong, how it impacts the business, and if the business is impacted, what is going wrong. We tried to do it, of course, with the solution we already had first, and we kind of failed. You can imagine that if you have network data, there's a lot of traffic going back and forth on the network, specifically in a big company with over 5 million customers, of which a lot of them log in daily. The amount of network traffic is staggering, and if you put that in your centralized data lake, you would quickly get lost. So we had a look at different solutions, and we actually came up with StackState AI. So what does StackState provide as a benefit over Splunk? Well, it provides auto discovery, and for me that was really a game changer. If your landscape changes, StackState can catch that, and it will update the topology automatically, and it will update the view automatically, and that's an absolute lifesaver when you're in a CI/CD environment where at any moment in time the landscape can change. It can also detect the changes itself if you hook it up with ServiceNow or CMDB data. And it can show you your full stack, including the network data, which was really for us what helped us move forward. We like to call it, or actually I think we have Splunk as a centralized data lake, extremely powerful. We have these tools around it, and in StackState we can bring it all together. There we built one centralized view, and every team can have their own view based upon the centralized view. The most powerful thing we achieved is that we got rid of the discussion for teams using StackState of where an issue is occurring and who is responsible, because they have this shared view. Of course, every team has their own view, but under the hood, it's all connected. and you can jump to the root cause quickly, and you can expand the dashboard when an issue is occurring. So if some issue is occurring, we know how it's all connected, and everyone is looking at the same status, and everyone can time travel to when it began and see, okay, it started with this team. We also achieve real-time visibilities into dependencies, so we're no longer dependent on an outdated CMDB when we have an issue. The next step is there as well in the tool already, and that's the predictive monitoring step. Up until now, everything has been reactive. We're waiting for something to happen and then we act. But we also see the potency of StackState, that it can do predictive monitoring. StackState is future-proof in that sense that it helps you do that. You can train models in StackState. When finally this issue happened, I saw the latency slowly increasing before that issue. So next time when your latency is slowly increasing, it will give you signals already that something is about to go wrong horribly. We started this journey, and now I picked a snapshot of the same updated dashboard for nowadays. This was last week, and this has now become a typical week. Now a typical week is this. You can still see it's not all in the green, but we're seeing a lot more green numbers, and I've even seen teams reach 100% availability over the course of a week, which in the past was unthinkable. So this AIOps journey, if you start it and take it seriously, it definitely helps your availability ratings. And we're getting less complaints from customers about functionality being broken as well. It's a journey, and don't forget that, but it's one you have to start today.